Neil Duff, what inspired you to start playing darts?
I started late. I was 30 before I ever picked the dart up. My dad played. I moved home for a few months and started practicing with him in the house. Realised that I got a little bit of talent, so I joined the local darts club. Then progressed to county darts, then to international darts, and then decided that, yeah, this is a good career move.
How did it feel to win the WDF World Championship?
Yeah, it meant the world to me. It was the making of my career.
There's the single 10 for tops. Should be a good marker. And he knows it! He is the champion!
He's the champion of the world!
I kind of always knew in the couple of years leading up to it that I did have the game to win it. So to go out and prove it to myself as well as other people that I could win it, did win it. Yeah, and it's been life-changing ever since then.
What were the biggest challenges you faced in your way to becoming a WDF champion?
Probably the financial side of things. It takes a lot of money to do the tour, to build the points. I was lucky that I got a sponsor came on board. Happened to be one of my best friends, Garth Chambers. So yeah, once he was on board financially, it meant that I could just turn up and play, which takes the burden off you. And instead of paying with your own money and knowing that you have to make money back, yeah, it was very challenging at the time. Obviously the traveling's challenging, or it was at the time. I've kind of became used to the whole thing now, but yeah, I think it's trying to balance private life, darts world, being away from home. But like I proved, if you want it hard enough, then and you've got the support of the people around you, it's a big thing.
What is your typical training routine, if you have one, and how you mentally prepare for a major tournament?
Generally, just practice sessions. I play a lot of 201 double start, double finish. I think it's such a rounded game for counting, for finishing, for pressure. So yeah, I would do probably an hour of that there per day, followed up with a few games of 501, but there's nothing beats competitive practice as going out, enter as many competitions as you can, whether it's WDF, ADC, whatever, league darts, but you'll never build more experience than actually playing against someone in a pressure environment. On the build up, the big competitions, I kind of would probably double what I would normally practice, then do a lot of finishing in the morning time, then a lot of power scoring in the afternoon, and then try and bring the whole thing together then, you know, but yeah, you just gotta do what you feel comfortable. I'm kind of one, I tell the kids that I've looked after is, if you're not playing great, don't practice great, because you're just practicing bad darts. Go and do something for an hour and then come back to the board and try again.
Who has been your toughest opponent, and what made that match particularly challenging?
Toughest opponent, although I actually won the game, would have been Jim McEwen in the quarterfinals.
They're at double top.
Game, shots!
And Duff has done it.
Neil Duff!
The great.
The Lakeside, the year I won it, I went 3 sets down, I went 2 legs down. And I actually came out onto the stage and I said to Charlie Costafine, as you're here to the last leg. But I feel that was the game that actually brought out the very best in me. At 12 180s, and then just started picking off doubles and everything just came together. And I was quite vocal about it at the time, that I just felt that everything had come into line where it was my turn. That match for me just highlighted everything, where the game just became perfect, where I was playing the game and I knew when the dart left my hand exactly where it was going.
How do you see the future of WDF compared to other darts organizations?
The WDF has still been making great strides. I think as for the senior competitions, I think we need more television exposure, in my personal opinion. When you have the ADC Modus Super Series, there's so many chances for young players to get their name out there. Television's a big thing. So if they're getting on TV and they're getting a chance to play there, they're attracting new sponsors. And I think the WDF need to do that as well, if they can maybe bring back the World Dart Trophy. Yeah, they're doing a great job. I think the youth is in a really good place at the minute. But also they're in competition with the JDC and other things. So yeah, I would tell any aspiring player not to jump straight to the PDC, not to jump straight to the JDC, to kind of serve your time in the WDF and get a feel for competition, floor games, and yeah. But you can't have amateur darts without WDF, or the bonuses for other competitors are out there, which attracts different players, attracts younger players. For the JDC, for Modus, there's a lot more to play for. I had a friend who messaged me a few weeks ago who decided he wanted to do the WDF tour. He says, "Neil, how much do you think it would cost?" And I had to actually sit and think about it. So if a guy wants to do the tour for a full year, you're talking about between 30 and 40,000 euro. Is it worth it in the long run? I don't know. It's only going to be the Supreme that actually makes money back on that there. It makes money back on the weekends. There is other competitors out there who are doing a good job. But again, I wouldn't never not do the WDF. I enjoy it. There's a good family atmosphere here. Everyone knows everyone. So, and people always ask me why I never went to the PDC. I never went to the PDC because I didn't find the crowd, the whole thing set up was more commercial. Whereas the WDF has that little hidden ingredient where everyone knows everyone. And even the guys who don't, I've worked with it this weekend, they'll come up and they'll ask you for a photograph, they'll talk to you. You look at that at PDC. And that's what sets it aside from that.
How has digitalization such as Dart Connect and other online competitions changed the way darts is played and followed?
Yeah, it's massive. I think everyone kind of seen that and seen how the whole thing progressed whenever COVID hit. Online darts became massive, and the technology very quickly caught up. I know I played a lot of webcam stuff, and it was probably the making of my game, because the whole way through lockdown I was just playing darts. And we noticed from start until finish how the technology had progressed. Darts Connect's the perfect, if it's used properly, it's perfect. People can sit, we come overseas, but our family and our friends can watch it. The scores coming in, they're getting a live feed as to what's going on. Compared to Darts for Windows or Steel Tip Pro, you don't have that there, so you're having to rely on social media updates and stuff like that there. I find Darts Connect takes a lot of work out of running organisations, running competitions. You can do the entries and all online, do the payouts and all. So yeah, it's a great tool, and also the Darts Atlas for the ADC, I think has came leaps and bounds, and yeah, it's just makes everything so much handier.
Do you think technology can play a bigger role in training, scoring, and improving performances in darts?
Absolutely. It's technology will improve in any sport, but we're finding now. I'm actually working with a guy at the minute where we're doing pressure pads, elbows, wrists. Camera picks it up. you can analyse people's throw. That's something that where I've invested a lot of time in looking at. Yeah, we need something like that there. But even going back to the technology side, after lockdown, a lot of especially the younger players, became very transfixed with averages. And I hate it. I hate kids now, and they're walking away and they've lost 3-2, but they're like, oh yeah, but I had a 70, and I just forget averages. And part of the technology that came with lockdown and off the back of lockdown is that kids, they've all became transfixed in this. So I would actually rather turn the averages off and just make them play, you know. Yeah, it's like anything, the technology's there. If it's used properly, it's a great job.
What advice would you give to young players who want to follow your footsteps and become world champions?
Try golf. There's more money in golf. Yeah, follow your dreams. 100% follow your dreams. I would never tell anyone that not to ever to chase it. Yeah, work hard. You can't do anything. They say the quickest way to Carnegie Hall, practice. But yeah, just practice. Keep your head right. Look after yourselves mentally, physically. And if you want something hard enough, like I did, it'll come for you.
How do you see the role of grassroots darts?
It's an absolute must. It has to be there. There always has to have that stepping stone from youth. And I've seen so many good youth players who struggled to transgress into the senior level. I don't think you see it as much now because the youth game has came through the roof. There's a little guy called Luke Littler, I don't know if you've heard of him. He's kind of set the standard, and all the kids aspire to do that there. So they actually are working twice as hard. They're playing the old guys like me, and they don't, it's just a name, they don't care. So yeah, I mean, from grassroots, I think we changed we now have a 21-23 category in the WDF, which is a good thing, which really helps with that move from junior level to senior level. So yeah, and I've watched them. I've done it myself. You're out there and you're playing, and the youth players are coming, and we'll stand and we'll practice together and that there. And I think grassroots darts is the only place you'll see that. You'll not see it at a PDC floor event because the kids aren't going. And so yeah, amateur darts. That's probably the key. From youth players are progressing in further on, you know.
What do you want your legacy in darts to be when you eventually step away from the professional competition? You are a world WDF champion.
Yeah, but I kind of before I was world champion, I wanted to leave a legacy as a great Northern Irish player. Then you become world champion, and I've been world number 1 2 or 3 different occasions. And that's when you realise you do have a legacy to leave. So I try and help the youth as much as I can. I've sponsored a few players, try and give people advice. I've seen people struggling. But that was all given to me too, so you're just handing it to someone else. It's kind of paying it forward, you know. So if I can finish my career, like I said, PDC was never a thing for me. Just to be regarded in the same terms, like I played the League of Legends last week in Portsmouth, to be considered along with Steve Beaton and guys like that there, my legacy's been written.